Hi, my name is Katie with Innovative Realty, and I'd like to talk today about the vacancy period and what owners can expect after their residents move out. So we understand that the vacancy period can be a very expensive and confusing time for an owner, and while we always try to get the residents to renew their lease agreement, sometimes it's simply unavoidable. They want to buy a house or they're moving out of state, and there's nothing that you can do to convince them to stay. So we're going to talk about what happens after we receive the notice to vacate from the tenants to give you a little more clarity on our process. First, once we get the notice, we will log it in our system and notify you right away. Then we will work with the tenants to make sure that they are aware of our move-out process. We'll then put a lockbox on the home about a month before the lease expires. This allows residents to take advantage of our virtual move-out process. You can think of our virtual move-out process sort of like checking out of a hotel room on the TV. 10 days before move-out, we will evaluate the market, assess the comps in the area, and see the highest amount that we can get for the property, hopefully at an increase from what the last residents were paying. We will put the property in the market. We call this a pre-listing. It will help us to generate interest, gather names for a wait list, and answer any questions that people might have. It speeds up the process once the property is open for showings. We don't open it for showings while the tenant is still living in the home. It doesn't show very well when someone else is living there and you have to coordinate every single showing. So we've discovered over time that that is just not the best option. It does not ultimately allow us to lease the property quickly. When the lease ends, we will coordinate with our property manager to make sure that that is walked the very next day. They will go through and do a very thorough inspection. We take hundreds of photos and a video, and we document the exact condition of the property and how it was returned to us. We then bring all of that back to our office. We compare and contrast between the move-in photos and the move-out photos to see if there are any damages, anything that should be charged to the tenant. We always account for normal wear and tear. The same day that the property manager walks the inspection, we will do our best to get the maintenance team out as well. They will view it from a maintenance perspective and factor in both damages, things that might be beneficial for you to have the home on the market, as well as preventative maintenance that could impact you further down the line. They will submit an estimate, a very detailed one, and our team will go through that estimate to determine what should be charged to the tenant, what should be perhaps recommended as your responsibility to do, and then once all of that has been compiled, you will receive that via email from our maintenance coordinator. The maintenance coordinator will tell you exactly how much will be deducted from the deposit to help offset the amount that you'll see, and once you approve that, we'll get the work scheduled right away. We will make sure that the home is ready as quickly as possible based on everyone's schedules, and once it is show ready, we'll open it up for self-guided tours. This allows prospects to view the home 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. even on holidays. It has significantly impacted our ability to lease a property quickly because they don't have to schedule with an agent, they don't have to see it only during business hours, so it allows residents to be completely convenienced in this regard, and we see a much faster turnaround on these properties. We do have the contact information and the details on everyone that enters the property, so that is not a concern. During the vacancy period, after the property is opened up for showings, we follow up individually with every single prospect, whether they have just submitted a lead, whether they have viewed the property, submitted an application. We talk to every single person, and we do this because most companies don't. They get the leads, they let people in, and then they never hear from them again. So with consistent follow-up, we do get the property occupied much faster. Once we get an application, every applicant that is over the age of 18 goes through our very rigorous screening process. We check, we have a video for that if you're interested, but we do check their credit history, rental history, income verification. We do a full national criminal background search. We have a lot of factors that go in, and if any applicant comes back less than exceptional, you as the owner would be contacted to see if you would like to approve them on either a conditional basis or if you'd like to move forward with a denial. We involve you in that process if they are anything less than fully approved. Once an application is approved, the applicant has 24 hours to submit their security deposit. We do place a courtesy hold for 24 hours just to make sure that they have enough time to get that to us, but we don't go any longer than that. The home stays active on the market until we receive their security deposit. We do this to make sure that if anybody changes their mind, the property was never taken off the market. Once we get the deposit, it is taken off the market and held for them as we have the deposit, and we are able to forfeit that should they decide to back out at that point. They are also sent the lease agreement the very same day. 3 days before move-in, your property manager will go through and fully inspect the home once more. This is our record of how it was turned over to the applicants, or to the residents at this point. They will do all of the photos, the video. They will do a walkthrough virtually with the resident so that they know exactly what to expect in the home. We do a move-in meeting as well that goes over the main points of the lease agreement to make sure everybody is on the same page. Once we receive their final move-in funds, which is the first full month of rent, as well as any additional deposits or pet fees that were due, we will then hand the keys over to the resident, and from that point on, your home is occupied once again. If you have any questions about this process, please let us know. We do our best to get things leased as quickly as possible, given the current market, and hope to minimize downtime for you. And ultimately, all of our processes go into hopefully getting you a renewal every year so that you don't have to face a vacancy. So if you have any questions, just let us know.